Now, the PMI has the PMI talent triangle, and basically the highlight is this. Technical project management knowledge is not enough. It's not enough. And I don't want to concern you. This is actually a major building block to your evolution as a manager. You know, you need technical project management knowledge, again, to increase your probability of success. But to be successful, you need to have the technical project management. You need to have also an understanding of strategic and business management. That is so important. If you don't have that, you won't understand the context in which you're working. Your project you will probably not deliver an effective result because it won't be aligned with strategy. It won't be aligned with the business. You need to be comfortable with that. You need to have business orientation. And last but definitely not least, you need to have strong leadership competencies because the role is one of leadership. So let's talk about that. Technical project management skills are applying project management knowledge to deliver the desired project outcomes. I've alluded to this until this point. And really, when you have awareness and gaps of your personal expertise, you also need to be sensitive or have an orientation to how to find others that can fill those gaps with their expertise. And that's why collaboration skills are so important. Top project managers focus on critical technical project management elements that are needed to get the job done while tailoring both traditional and agile tools, techniques, and methods. So there's that word tailoring again, because we have to understand we're in a certain situation and context, and we have to make it work and apply the skills and the tools and techniques we need to in order to make it happen that work in that context that are needed in that situation. Top project managers make the time to plan and prioritize thoroughly, diligently, and they manage all project elements. So you may hear this again. The bottom line is, as the project manager, you may not be comfortable with, say, managing an infrastructure portion of a technical solution. That doesn't matter. That's your expertise gap. You need to go and fill that with the help of somebody who is a technical leader in that field. I'm sure if you're not in technology, you can think of other similar analogous concepts where the gap needs to be filled. But as a project manager, you still need to deliver and manage all elements of the project. Now let's talk about strategic business and management skills. Highly, highly important. This is where you understand the organization and you engage in negotiating and taking decisions and implementing actions that support strategic alignment and innovation of your project with organizational goals. So in this role, it's very important that you should be able to explain the project's business aspects. I repeat, explain the project's business aspects. This, to many longtime project managers, their head explodes because they're like, I have to do that? You absolutely have to do that. Because again, as we've said, the project operates in an environment and a context, and it's driven by business and a business case and business benefits. So you need to understand and explain the project's business aspects to anybody who needs it. That means you need to understand them. You have to work with all stakeholders to develop an appropriate delivery strategy, an appropriate one that's appropriate to the performing organization you're delivering for and with. And you need to implement the strategy to maximize the business value of the project. And really, as we just mentioned, wherever you can, you need to seek out the expertise of others, because the bottom line is, again, you have broad knowledge, but you don't have the same depth that other people who can help you have. The more the project manager is able to know about the project's subject matter, the better. I put that in purple because it's so important. The more the project manager is able to know about the project's subject matter, the better. The more you know about the subject that you're delivering to support, the better. How do you do it how can you be successful without that? Project managers understand these organizational aspects. What's the organization's strategy? What's the mission? What's the goals and objectives? What's the products and services? How about its operations? What are its market drivers? And what does the competition look like? I was in, as a project manager, meetings where senior leaders would say, did you listen into the investors call? These would be calls on Wall Street. It would be, most organizations, the senior leadership will record them and make them available That's something that you might say, well, a project manager has to do that, has to understand how Wall Street feels about the organization, how the business trends are going. Yes, yes, because these are the strategic and business management skills that empower you to know about the project subject matter. Now, strategic business skills help the project manager determine which factors should be considered from a business perspective. Hugely important. If you don't have a sensitivity to this, if you don't have knowledge, how can you tell what risks and issues should be emphasized, what the financial implications are, what a cost benefit analysis should look like, what the business value of your project is, what's the value from a business perspective, what benefits are being realized, what the expectations are about realizing benefits and what the strategies are therein. Scope, budget, schedule, and quality. How can you drive and manage this if you don't understand the strategic and business milieu? And all of these strategic and business issues are constantly realigned as conditions change. I often describe an effective project manager as a captain of a ship on stormy seas, and the objectives are the lighthouse. You see the light, and you have to steer through those stormy seas to get home, which is delivery of the project. Leadership skills, all important. This is the ability to guide and motivate and direct a team. Leadership skills include negotiation. They include resilience. Sometimes it's tough to keep going at it, to keep fighting and working hard in the face of challenges. Communication is all important. Problem solving. Always have a plan B and even a plan C. Okay. Critical thinking is crucially important. Interpersonal skills are the key thing for a successful project manager. These are all leadership skills. I love these two quotes. Project management is more than just working with numbers, templates, charts, graphs, and computing systems. The common denominator in all projects is people. People can be counted, but they are not numbers. That is a great line from the PMI. So let's talk about dealing with people. If you don't like people, I say, don't get involved in project managers because project managers spend most of their time dealing with people. Think about it. One of the big jokes in project management has always been, it's a shame that we have to manage people because if the people were replaced by robots, it would be so much easier because you could just program them to do what you needed. But no, teams are made up of people, okay? And PMs then need to lead them. And I have to tell you, if you didn't know this already, I believe, and it's been borne out, people want to be led. So project managers need to strive to be good leaders, and leadership is crucial for project success. This is a very important distinction, leadership versus management. Now, management is directing others to get from point A to point B, and the key word is directing, to go from point A to point B. Leadership is working with and guiding others to get from point A to point B. Notice that in both cases, you're going from point A to point B. It's in the mechanism in how to get there. It's how the voyage is taken. Management directs, leadership works with and guides. Now, the method applied, management or leadership, reveals distinct differences in behavior, self-perception, and the project role. But the key thing, and this is something that might surprise you, project managers need to employ both leadership and management to be successful. So let's talk about leadership styles. The style a project manager uses changes based upon the factors in play. And the styles adopted include the leader's characteristics, the team members' characteristics, what are they like, the organizational characteristics, and the environmental characteristics. Remember, we talk about tailoring a lot in this class. And in this situation, you tailor your leadership to the situation.